This is Inside Varsity Sports on the Sidelines, football edition. Hello again, everyone. Lou Brogno alongside his Rich DeCourt. We welcome you to St. Joseph Regional High School, home of the Green Knights. The 5-1 St. Joe's Green Knights, number one team in the state of New Jersey, the defending non-public Group 4 state champs. And St. Joe's looking to defend that title once again, Rich. And last week, another step towards that end with a big win against rival Bergen Catholic.
Oh, anytime St. Joe's and Bergen lace it up on the gridiron, it's always going to be a terrific game. This rivalry game lived up to some of the other ones. As we start off, Audric Estime missed the previous week's game against Paramus Catholic due to an injury. On the first drive for St. Joe's, we saw him right back in action. 52 yards to the house goes Estime, and it's 7-0 Green Knights early in Oradell.
Well, big win for St. Joe's against Bergen Catholic, but a tough loss on the other side for Don Bosco Prep. The Ironmen losing to St. Peter's by the score of 26-22 on a critical 4th and 19 play. Taj Bullock to Zaire Miller, and then 2 plays later, they took it in for the game-winning touchdown. So another brutal loss for Bosco, and in fact, they have lost to Bergen Catholic and St. Peter's by a combined total of 10 points. Head coach Dan Sabella, though, talked about kind of lacing it up and getting ready for arch rival St. Joe's this week and turning things around.
You know, these games all come down to 5 or 6 plays that are just, momentum swinging, game-changing plays, and we got to figure out how to make a couple more there, especially down the stretch. We're a frustrated football team right now. We feel like we've been right there. We feel like we're doing all the right things, preparing hard. The kids are working their tails off, and we're getting some. We're not seeing the results we want to see on the scoreboard, but you got to forget about the last one and move on. As hard as it is, sometimes it really tests you, but we got another great opportunity this week.
You talk about the adversity your team is facing now. It's something that everybody talks about in high school athletics. Maybe it's a little overused sometimes, but really you guys seem like you have your backs against the wall, some tough games of late. You've been doing this coaching thing for a while. How do you channel that into results, into motivation?
Well, it's tough. You got to be the same guy. You got to attack it the same way. We're sitting 2-4 right now. We told our kids, whether we were 4-2 or 2-4, we got to come in and be the same. You got to be the same guy the way you prepare. You got to be the same guy the way you work, and you got to figure out a way to get a little bit better than you were last week, and maybe that'll be the difference in changing the outcome of some of these games. But it's not easy. It definitely tests you. It's definitely it definitely challenges you mentally and physically. But if you want to be there in the end, you got to work through it.
We look at your senior class. These guys have seen a lot. They've seen 3 head coaches in their time, and they've all stuck with the program. What does it say about the dedication that these guys have to bring in another title here to Ramsey?
Yeah, it says a lot about their character and their commitment, and those are the guys we really want to see be able to experience some success and win some of these big games and be there in the end. And we believe we have it in us. We really do. No one's no one's giving up. No one's casting any doubt on anything here. We just gotta freaking get it done.
Well, in terms of getting it done, a terrific opportunity this Saturday, the top-ranked team in the state of New Jersey in St. Joe's. What do you guys need to do to come out with the upset win this weekend?
Yeah, another solid football team. Definitely control the ball on offense, be able to sustain drives, be able to finish drives. We didn't do a very good job of that last week. Create some opportunities for ourselves. Our defense did a great job of creating some turnovers and getting us the ball in some good field position and in some crucial moments. And then obviously, try to slow down their run game, and not give up the big play, make them really have to work for things on offense, not allow those home run plays that are really, again, kind of swing the game.
So, as we said, Bosco has had a hard time finishing their games with those two tough losses to both Bergen and St. Peter's, and their outstanding All-State running back, Jaylen Berger, talked about the Ironmen finishing games.
I think it's just about being more physical with teams. Like most teams are bigger than us because we're like young up front and stuff. So just being more physical and finishing games.
Tomorrow you're going to have a really special honor. You're going to be named a high school All-American. Obviously, a terrific accomplishment. What does it mean to you? What does it mean for all the people who've supported you throughout this journey?
It's a big thing to me. There's always been a dream to play in that All-American game. I always watch it like every year it comes on, and like seeing guys that's now playing in college now. So it's always been a dream watching like guys that been here like Al-Qadim Muhammad and stuff playing this game. So dream come true basically.
For your senior class, you guys have been through a lot. You've seen three head coaches in your time here. Obviously a super talented group, especially with you guys in the backfield. What would it mean to make a run now and kind of hit your best football late in the season?
Saturday we have St. Joe's, #1 team in New Jersey. So to be able to come out and beat them would be a big thing. These last couple games, just losing by just like 4 points, 2 points, and it'll be very big to win this game Saturday and get a run going.
What do you see in the Green Knights, assuming you guys have done film already?
They're big, they're fast, but just like any other team, they're beatable.
So the Ironmen had a tough challenge this week going up against St. Joe's 5-1, and St. Joe's again trying to take another step towards a United Division title. Huge United Division game once again this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, for St. Joe's, it's going to be, just like every other game they're going to play for the rest of the season. They have a target on their back with everybody that they play. That's the kind of pressure of being the top dog in the state. For Don Bosco, it's going to be a matter of being able to play in the run game. St. Joe's is old school football. They are so dominant on the ground. It was how they won the game against Bergen Catholic, over 200 yards rushing as a team, estimate going for over 170 yards in that game. They obviously have a great line up front. It's led by the All-American Luke Whippler, who we've talked to week in and week out on this program. And for Bosco, it's just a matter of matching that energy. Even when we spoke to Jaylen Berger before, he mentioned that they're a little young on the offensive line. And that's, a tough place to have as your key weakness going up against this St. Joe's team that is just so good in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Bosco, like so many other teams playing St. Joe's this year, just needs to have a perfect game and really, really just be up for this one. And earlier today, Lou, of course, had the chance to catch up with the head coach of the Green Knights, a former lineman for St. Joe's, Augie Hoffman.
Augie, here in this division, it seems like every week is a rivalry game. You come off one rivalry game, you've got another. What are your thoughts on your team coming off the win over Bergen, now getting ready for Bosco?
Yeah, no rest for the weary for sure, right? I think it's a tough task, right? You get it's the biggest rivalries. You get your team up ready to go. We played a great game Saturday. You got to turn back around and have that, match that intensity and go above it. So listen, it's Don Bosco, right? You shouldn't have to work hard to get up for this game.
Obviously they come in 2-4, but they're better than that record would indicate. They 10 points total, losing to Bergen Catholic and St. Peter's. What are the keys going up against them?
The number one keys is stop number 3 and number 2, right? Berger and Monongai. You got to stop those two guys. Know where they are at all times. Figure out a way to stop them. And if you can do that, you take their two most dynamic players out. That's a start. And then for us, the formula is pretty simple. We're going to run the football. I think we showed that last week. We're going to take our shots where we can, and be physical and be in condition and play for 48 or 60 or however long it's going to take. But we're in shape to do that, so we feel good about it.
Obviously, when you have a rivalry game like this, the atmosphere will be electric, and this place will be jam-packed. But I also know it's a gold out here at St. Joe's. What exactly is happening on Saturday?
So yeah, we put together this Gold Rush theme. I linked up with the pediatric cancer research at Hackensack Medical Center and Tackle Kids Cancer. It's something that I'm passionate about. I really believe in the cause and doing our best we can to find a cure for this pediatric cancer because while it hasn't hit my home, it's hit millions of homes across the country, and we need to figure out a way to kind of eradicate this disease. So gold is the color for pediatric cancer. We're going to be in all gold on Saturday. We're selling shirts here. Shirts will be on sale at school all week, gold shirts. We're having a dress down day to donate more money towards the research, and anybody that's interested in donating can just walk right in and buy a shirt or just drop off a donation here at St. Joe's, and every dollar we raise is going to go to pediatric cancer research.
So can Bosco pull off the upset against St. Joe's this week? The defense has played fairly well over the past several weeks. They forced 3 turnovers last week against St. Peter's, and basically they just have to continue to play well on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, hey, Ironmen got to keep the ball on the ground, control the clock. They have the running game to do it. Jaylen Berger and Kyle Manange. Sounds like a good recipe for the Ironmen. Easier said than done, though, against this outstanding St. Joe's team.
Absolutely, Lou. Just as we said before, it's a matter of controlling the ground game. It's the only way you can beat St. Joe's. You have to do what they do best better than them. A really, really tall task for any team, especially this Ironman team looking to get things going later in the season towards the push for the playoffs. It's, as you said, Lou, St. Joe's just needs to play the game they've played all year, and they should finish this one off all right. Don Bosco, if they want the upset, it's going to be a matter of playing the game of the year for this team so far.
Well, highlights and all the key plays next week on Inside Varsity Sports. Of course, St. Joe's and Bosco playing this Saturday afternoon. That'll do it here from St. Joe's Regional High School. For Rich DeCourt, I'm Lou Brogno. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on Inside Varsity Sports on the Sidelines Football Edition.